hated house tour. We put $2 million into this house. And now we'll reveal it to you. Surprise.
There's more to rap if you break it down.
Hello, how is everybody on this phone? Before anything, before I start with what you just saw, my name is Michelle. I'm a Puerto Rican living in Puerto Rico and always lived in Puerto Rico. And come on, let's go. I mean, that doesn't mean that. It just means that I like the pin and it has Puerto Rican flags. Now, let's talk about the little preview that I just showed. Talking about the Paul brothers. You know, there are two Paul brothers that decided to come to Puerto Rico. Logan Paul and Jake Paul. If I'm not mistaken, Jake Paul is the one with the brand W, sells in Walmart. And then the other one is like Prime Energy, which I will not be talking anything about him. I will actually tell you to go to Atozi's videos about Logan Paul or CoffeeZilla. They have a more comprehensive video about them. I'm just speaking on Jake Paul and his new video, 20 million. Is it 20 million house tour? Like what? Excuse me? I'm gonna say it right off the bat. This is not a hate video about Jake and or Logan Paul. Not at all. Because everybody has their own thing. And I'm just a person in the internet that just happens to be living in Puerto Rico in the same space that he lives in. And let me just say, whoever says, oh, he's too far away to affect you, I could be in Dorado where his area is in 2 hours. And it's a gated community. And I know that. Everybody knows that. Everybody and their mother knows that. So, I'm sorry. So if my eyes freak you out a little bit, it looks weird. I'm just showing you contact lenses that I got. So, kind of comfortable. Not sponsored. Now, let's see. Because he's like, yes, I spent $20 million on renovating my house. First of all, you don't need a jacuzzi in Puerto Rico. What is wrong with you? It's hot. It's extremely hot. Also, why would you need a sauna? Sorry, personal preference and all that. Go you. But I'm just thinking, me trying to have a big brain, that's a lot of electricity. It's like a lot. And I'm just saying in this aspect because Puerto Rico has a horrible electric company. They are so far removed from anything normal in life that is not even funny anymore at all. So while me and my other fellow Puerto Ricans are paying our taxes and doing our due diligence, I'm not saying he does not pay his taxes in the States. I'm saying that both Jake and Logan Paul decided to live in Puerto Rico to be tax exempt. Yes, that is a problem in Puerto Rico. It is. Once again, it's not his fault, but he is taking advantage of it. And then he claims to be representing Puerto Rico boxing. Seriously? No. He's gonna go just a few things. So, on more back, but hear me out. It's gonna come together, I swear. Hurricane Ernesto. I did a video already started as a tropical storm and it ended as a Category 1 hurricane. Actually, that is pretty normal for us in Puerto Rico, so we don't, you know, we already know what's going to happen soon. Yeah. Also, what is now? When Hurricane Ernesto passed, I'm not sure if he was here. Doesn't look like it, or it didn't affect him. Now, once again, it's not his. I mean, obviously not his fault. But when Hurricane Ernesto passed, half of Puerto Rico was without any power. Plus, there was a lot of flooding. That Puerto Rican governor Pedro Pierluisi said the power outages left more than 200,000 homes and businesses without water and electricity. I'm guessing Logan Paul is not part of that, but a contributing factor of that. Puerto Rico is not a place where rich people should come and exploit the tax exempt. I don't care if you are a billionaire. If you come to Puerto Rico, please be mindful, not demure, mindful of what you're doing on the island. Also, you say you represent Puerto Rico in boxing. Can I knock you out? Can I? Because that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Yes, you are Puerto Rican, even if you were born in the States, but you have roots in Puerto Rico. Also, the way you can be Puerto Rican, just out of the top of my head, you could be born here, yay, but living here doesn't exactly make you Puerto Rican. Plus, that doesn't mean you you can't represent Puerto Rico. Like, who knows what you've done? Seriously, what have you done other than the videos from Hurricane Maria that I saw? And you guys recorded it. Why? If you're gonna do a good deed, you shouldn't have to, you know, take a video of it. You could just help them, and you could just gotten like bits and pieces and then upload. You don't have to be like showcasing. Yes, I have brought you water. I'm sorry. I saw this last night. It just got me so annoyed, so very much annoyed. Because first of all, Hurricane Ernesto, that house is this is new. This is 7 days ago. So that means his house was extremely fine. Unlike this part, my ceiling leaks now. Like, people lost their roofs. One, actually, I only said one. They lost their roof, so they lost their house because everything got soaked. Interestingly enough, it was near where he lives. You know, he wants to be all Puerto Rican and all that stuff. He doesn't have to contribute any money, but he could have done good deeds. Or if that's so far out of your realm of knowledge that you cannot appreciate where you live. Second, about the video, I get it. Now, it's a beautiful house. It's a beautiful house. Have a lot of cars. Don't be doing that, crazy. Anybody can jump a fence. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. But where you live, it's pretty close to somewhere else that a lot of people know they get jumped. Just saying. It's also my opinion and my opinion only. It's not the first time any American have come to Puerto Rico and decided to see the most dangerous places in Puerto Rico. And guess what? Where he lives is one of the unsafest places you can be in Puerto Rico. Anyways, other than the hurricane and your house looks pristine, keeping in tone about electricity specifically, the candidate for government, Jennifer Gonzalez, she rejects the increase in electricity, and our current governor says he blames it in the ignition of diesel units. Sir, first of all, does not that's not a Puerto Rican problem. That's a you problem, not Jake Paul. I mean the governor, because he should be on top of this. It's not his first name, Puerto Rico, dear Lord. So we keep trucking and we keep moving. It reflects the inefficiency and lack of progress in rebuilding our electrical infrastructure. Lack of funding. If Puerto Rico, not Puerto Rico, if Puerto Rico cannot make enough money to not let Americans come live in Puerto Rico and be tax exempt. Though that money that he just spent on his house indirectly came out of our pockets because he doesn't pay taxes. And also, I am not saying that it is his fault that that law exists, but he is exploiting it, and he has said it many times, many times, either on a podcast or a stream or hell, anything. He wants to represent Puerto Rico. Nobody knows who you are. How many Puerto Rican friends you got? I didn't see nobody. Including that, you didn't say where your house is located. I know where it is. It's in Dorado. Why do I know this? Because basically every person with money is in freaking Dorado. You know, the closer to the capital, the better, right? Could have gone like in the middle of the island, but it was SF. But no, Condado, Dorado. I know it. Everybody knows it. It's 2 hours away, or 3 hours, give or take. So he never mentioned once. I saw the whole video. I saw it twice, and I saw it 3 times. More than I cared to actually. I should have seen it. I should have never seen it more than once. He never mentions his house in Puerto Rico. It is in the description. It's buried in the description, but he doesn't say it. Why? Not hating, but you don't represent Puerto Rico. You couldn't even acknowledge that your house is in Puerto Rico. You buried it in the description. Why? Don't you love Puerto Rico? So you said you wanted to represent boxing. And you had the Puerto Rican flag on your trunk, like in your pants. No. You can't be for Puerto Rico, but at the same time making the hole deeper for Puerto Rico indirectly. That's just a little bit out of touch, and not just a little bit, like a lot. It's just a big ass house. Why are so many rich people moving to Puerto Rico? Many of these people are lured, at least in part, by Act 60, which provides financial incentives to entice Americans to move to Puerto Rico. Yay. It's again not his fault, but he is knowingly taking advantage of it. Don't like it. Really, where do all the millionaires go in Puerto Rico? Where he lives, you know? Condado. I just Dorado. Great. Awesome. But there is a housing crisis in Puerto Rico. The recovery process has been slow, with many homes still in disrepair, contributing significantly to the current housing shortage. Economic challenges. Puerto Rico has been grappling with economic difficulties for years, including debt crisis that has limited government spending on public services and infrastructures. Well, if we didn't have the law so other people can be tax exempt, trust me. And all of this was said on May 21st of this year. So, great. Now, I'm gonna finish this rant with an op-ed. Okay, with the op-ed written on March 20th of this year, 2024. It's from March, but it still stands for what this video is. On March 2nd, after his fight with Ryan Borland, Jake Paul told DNZN that he's repping Puerto Rico. This happened as he challenged world champion Canelo Alvarez with "You're repping Mexico? So it's Puerto Rico versus Mexico. I want Canelo," he said. And as he wore the Puerto Rican flag on the boxing trunks. The YouTuber turned boxer moved to his $60 million mansion in Dorado, Puerto Rico. You see, everybody knows. Back in May 2023. But he and his brother Logan have been living in the archipelago for 3 years now. That doesn't mean they're Puerto Rican, and they certainly don't get to represent Puerto Rico. Facts. It's very well known that the Paul brothers moved to Puerto Rico to take advantage of the tax benefits available via Act 22, now part of Act 60 in 2019, which follows them not to pay federal income tax and on certain capital gains. While they made grand investments in renovating several gyms across the island and created a non-profit based in Puerto Rico called Boxing Bullies, the truth is that they had to do all that. Act 60 demands its participants to donate at least $10,000 a year. That's nothing, because look at what he just did. To non-profit based in Puerto Rico. We could give them the benefit of the doubt and say they would have done this regardless of the rules because it comes straight out of the goodness of their hearts. Still, that doesn't change the fact that the Paul brothers received major tax benefits that no Puerto Rican could ever dream of receiving. There's no need to feel grateful for their contributions because it's the least they can do. By law, he has to do that. It's not like, oh, I did it because I wanted to do it. It's a requirement. So close but no cigar. And no matter how much they take from us, somehow they still want more. Jake Paul is repping Puerto Rico in boxing. I'm sorry, I didn't know this part. He's repping Puerto Rico in boxing and embracing the moniker El Gallo de Dorado. He masked this nickname in a recent fight with boxing trunks with red feathers. Not even Puerto Rican boxers do that. Not even. When I read that he had welcomed that nickname, I genuinely thought it was a joke, said the author. author of this op-ed, Puerto Rico has an extensive and profound history with boxing that no one can argue. Facts on facts on facts. My first The first time I ever saw a boxing match, I was 9. Come on, I was 9 years old. Ring Magazine even called it the best boxing nation, pound for pound. Let's go! There have been 11 Puerto Rican boxers inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, and there's no debate when it comes to Puerto Rico's impact on boxing. It's not simply a sport, it's part of the culture. That's a fact. I remember what it felt like when the whole world stopped when there was a big fight. That whether you were watching with your family in the living room or your friends at a bar, and when we won, fireworks, yelling, shots, food, and celebrations all around. All of this to say that we don't need Jake Paul. If anything, Jake needs us, and he should be celebrating actual Puerto Rican boxers instead of allowing someone to come in and declare that they're representing us. He didn't come here because he loves it here. He came here because it was Texas Senate. And anybody that was any of his podcasts or his brother's podcast directly said it many, many, many times. Once again, he didn't even mention that his house is in Puerto Rico. It was buried in the description. Right. It's great that Jake is renovating gyms and helping kids with boxing dreams. It genuinely is. But let's not pretend he's getting more out of this deal than Puerto Rico is getting from him. And not just from the tax incentives. He's hoping that by embracing the nickname El Gallo de Dorado and saying he's representing the boxing powerhouse that is Puerto Rico, it gives him some legitimacy in the world of boxing. And to be clear, I'm not saying he hasn't worked hard to separate his jokes or YouTube persona from his fighting career, but what he's doing here is exactly what other gringos have done in the past. They're taking advantage of a colony that's already crumbling. And that is by Sofia Vieira. That is why I made this video. The fact that he's omitting that he lives in Puerto Rico and that this house is in Puerto Rico, and then it's buried that says Puerto Rico. I thought you were proud. I thought you were el gallo de Dorado. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Dónde está el gallo ahora? ¿Dónde? Because that's not representing Puerto Rico. I'm sorry. No. When you represent Puerto Rico, you feel the pride of being Puerto Rican. So, when you have pride where you live, doesn't matter where you are, if you pride where you live, you want to represent them in the best way possible. Me, as a Puerto Rican living in Puerto Rico, this is disrespectful. You know? You didn't mention the island. You didn't mention that you've helped anybody, which you have, but it's part of the law anyway. So did you really do it out of your own kindness of your heart? Who knows? Only you know. House is beautiful. The house is beautiful. He couldn't say oh yeah, this is in Puerto Rico. Oh yeah, look, this is the gyms that I've helped here in Puerto Rico also. No. It's oh, look at my cars, look at my big mansion, look at my koi fish in the little pond, and welcome to the Jake Mahal or something like that. I forgot. I don't have. Please be respectful of where you live. Show kindness. Please. And teach people. You could be a role model. I said could be. You could be a good role model for Puerto Rican kids. But no, you couldn't even do that. This could have been a good video promoting yourself, being el Gallo de Dorado. El Gallo de Dorado said, bye. You do not represent us. Don't say that you represent us in boxing. I said my piece. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and push the notification bell. So maybe I can do. Nice. Maybe I can do more videos like this. Hopefully. Thank you for watching my rant. Have a good one. Adios.